Wednesday marks 50 years since the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The city of Memphis expects thousands of visitors to attend commemoration events there, probably tens of thousands. Here in Seattle, an event on Wednesday will also mark that anniversary. And organizers say Dr. King's dream for America is still far from being achieved. Joining me now, former State Representative Jesse Wineberry. He helped pass legislation creating the State Commission on African American Affairs and a state holiday honoring Dr. King. Thanks so much for coming in today on this Easter weekend. We appreciate it.
No, thank you for having us.
Yeah. Let's talk about Wednesday and what people in Seattle can expect.
Well, as you know, it's a 50th year commemoration, not a celebration. It would be difficult to celebrate the assassination of Dr. King, but it is a commemoration of that fateful day when at 8:04 p.m., 5:04 p.m. Pacific time here in the Pacific Northwest, a Nobel Peace Prize winner and spiritual and civil rights leader's normal life, earthly life came to an end. But he's continued to live in millions, if not billions of people all over the country and all over the world. And we want to kind of measure where we've come in the 50 years since he departed us physically, politically, socially, and economically.
When you talk about it, 50 years sounds like a long time, and you would think that we would have accomplished a lot in that time. Given what Dr. King and other civil rights leaders were pushing for back then, how far have we come? Have we lived up to some of it, a lot of it? Long way to go?
I think
it's a big question, I know.
Yeah, I think America has has made quantum leaps in terms of civil rights. We can't say enough of a nation that came together in 2007, 2008 and elected our first African-American president, of course, Barack Obama. That shows how far we've come in terms of diversity as a nation. But Washington State, even though it's a quote-unquote blue state, still has a ways to go when it comes to diversity and affirmative action. And the reason is because we had a setback 20 years ago with the passage of an Initiative 200 that killed affirmative action for women and people of color in this state. And it's ironic that in the 50-year commemoration of Dr. King leaving us physically, we are looking to resurrect the affirmative action in our state laws this year, and we're very optimistic about that.
I hope I have my numbers correct. I believe Washington is one of 8 states that has gotten rid of, and again, that was back in 1998 that we did that. Talk about the movement to bring that back and how big that is this year.
Well, this year it's been extraordinary because, number one, it's the first time in 20 years that legislation was introduced to restore affirmative action. That was introduced by Senator Marilyn Chase, who is a senator from Snohomish, King County, who happens to be a white female. We don't have an African American in the state Senate, and she, Bob Hasagawa, and many other legislators took that bill from just a concept all the way to the Senate floor. We intend to finish it by hopefully having a statewide initiative where the people will be able to vote on bringing diversity back to Washington State.
You've got obviously what sounds like a very busy year ahead as far with a lot going on. As far as Wednesday's event,
yes.
What are you hoping people will come away with?
Well, for one, we want to teach a new generation about Dr. King. And we want to teach them more than just the I have a dream speech. We want to teach them that he gave the first, a lot of people think his first speech at the steps of the Lincoln Memorial was the I have a dream speech, but actually it was in 1957 that he gave his first speech, and that was titled, Give Us the Ballot. And so we want to talk this year about the importance of Dr. King's message in terms of voting, in terms of political activism. We have a young man, Chandler Williams, 16 years old, who's going to speak and perform. He just came back from the March for Life with the young people in Washington, D.C. And so we look to inspire a new generation to follow the dream of Dr. King and achieve equality in this state.
50 years. Okay, the commemoration event is, again, it's on Wednesday. It should be easy to remember. It starts with a reception at 6 p.m. at Mount Zion Baptist Church in Seattle. Mr. Weinberger, thank you so much for coming in.
Well, if I can just add another thing, because Dr. King was killed at 8:04 p.m. Eastern, they are actually planning to ring the bell at 5:04 p.m. our time.
Pacific time, okay.
At that time, and
So be
bells
there
will be
earlier.
ringing and chiming all over the country at this time to commemorate the again the transition from his physical state to what is now an eternal spiritual inspiration. And we hope people will come for that event as well as the event that follows at 6.
Thank you for adding that in. Did not know that. All right, appreciate you coming in this weekend.
No, thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's get to Jordan, talk a little weather. And